The humid Mississippi air clung to me like a second skin as I slunk through the overgrown hydrangeas. My bare feet were scratched and dusty, but I didn't care. My heart pounded, a frantic rhythm against my ribs, every beat echoing the rasp of Elvis's voice on the old record player in my bedroom. He was back there, in that ramshackle tour bus, parked discreetly at the edge of his family farm. My Elvis. Not King, not the Vegas icon, but the shy boy from Tupelo, the one who'd poured his heart out in every song. It had been years since I'd first stumbled upon his music, a battered vinyl tucked away by my grandparents. It was different from the polished, theatrical Elvis I'd seen on TV. His voice was raw, his lyrics full of longing, and a pain that resonated deep within me. In those songs, I found a kindred spirit, a fellow traveler on the lonely road of adolescence. And then Grandma Maggie had told me her secret, about Elvis abandoning the whirlwind life, choosing this haven of silence and family over shimmering spotlight. She'd seen him once, just a glimpse, a figure disappearing behind the old barn. It was enough to ignite a fire in me. I had to see him, hear him sing. Tonight was the night. I'd sneaked out after 10, when the dogs were asleep, and the moon was a silver coin in the black velvet sky. Now, I stood frozen, my hand shaking, as I reached for the bus door's rusted handle. The air within was stale and dark, heavy with the smell of old denim and forgotten dreams. A figure huddled on a battered couch, his silhouette obscured by a single kerosene lamp. My breath caught in my throat. "Elvis?" I whispered. He looked up slowly, his eyes shadowed, the familiar mop of dark hair falling over his brow. He was older, tired, but the instant I saw that haunted look in his eyes, I knew it was him. "Come closer, child," he rasped, his voice rough from disuse. "Sit." I sat on the worn rug, my heart thrumming like a drum solo. He looked at me with an intensity that made me shrink back. "You shouldn't be here," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I don't let anyone in here. But your music, it saved me." I choked out between tears. "It still does." He closed his eyes, a sigh escaping his lips. "It wasn't meant to save anyone," he murmured. "It was meant to bury something. A part of me I wanted to forget." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. "This is why I hide," he said, his voice brittle. "This is what they'd rather you didn't hear." He unfolded the paper, and my breath caught in my throat. It wasn't a lyric, not a melody. It was a blueprint for a grotesque, fleshy monstrosity, a grotesquerie that seemed to resemble something human. My Elvis, the king, the boy who sang of love and heartache. He'd hidden this, his real music, from the world, fearing it would corrupt them. But it was corrupting him too. The truth was a monster,